And you've probably heard me teach on the 4 levels of value, right? The lowest level of value is implementation. The next to the lowest level of value is unification. The next to the highest level of value is communication. And the highest level of value is imagination. Now, I got that from Genesis chapter 1, where and I'm going to tell you where I got it from, because it's really, we have to understand, in order for me to understand my nature, I have to understand the nature of God, but I also have to understand the nature of the earth, okay? Because I'm made in the image of God, but my body is made from the dust of the ground. So I have to understand how God is and who God is in order for me to understand me. And I have to understand how things work on the earth in order for me to understand how to make my life work. And the interesting thing about that is God told us something very important about himself in Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. And when we think of the attributes of God, when I think of the attributes of God, I think of omniscience. He knows everything. I think of omnipotence. He's powerful enough to do anything. I think of omnipresence. He can be everywhere and seem to be nowhere at the same time. And he's love, and he's holy, and he's righteous, and he's just, but none of those things are the first thing that he told us about him. The first thing that God told us about God is that he's creative. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Why did he do that? Well, because he is creative, and therefore it is his nature to create. The first thing he tells us about man, and when I say man, I'm talking about Adam man, not Ish man. Adam means man, men and women. God called their name Adam. Adam later called her name Eve. And when God made man, the first thing he tells us about man is that he made man in his image, which means he made man to be like him, which means he made man to make stuff, and he created man to create stuff. Which is why none of us ever feel fulfilled unless we're living in our creative space to make the world a better place. That's the purpose for your life, to live in your creative space and make the world a better place.